Okay, so this is your syllabus, dear friends. So if you have any doubts, let me explain only those particular concepts, or otherwise, so what Naresh sir was mentioned, okay, according to that, I will go through with that. Tell me that which you want. So you are able to view my screen, no?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Any specific concept you want me to explain, or otherwise, so as in what they are continuously what they are explaining revision, and let me go through with that.
Go through with this, sir, with the revision part.
Okay, see, as if you are going to look at that, unit 1 is going to have the only introduction part, and where you are going to understand what is the particular ciphertext and all those particular things. And when it will comes to the unit 2, where you are going to talk about the symmetric key ciphers and asymmetric key ciphers. But here, dear friends, if you are going to remember, our main goal of network security here, if you are going to look at that goal of network security in this, which you have studied that CIA, which is going to be very CIA in the sense what? Confidentiality, integrity, and authenticity. Okay. So when we are going to look at the confidentiality, integrity, authenticity, so for confidentiality purpose, we are going to use these algorithms. Symmetric key algorithms or asymmetric key algorithms can be used for providing of confidentiality. But at the same time, we are going to have integrity. Confidentiality is nothing but secrecy. Secrecy is nothing but you are going to convert the original plain text into some form which cannot be understood by the intruder. Okay, so now when it will comes to that integrity, during the transmission there may be a chance by the attacker to change the content, like something, if I'm sending please deposit or transfer some money to the account number 672, during the transmission attacker was changed 672 to 123. But how to find that, whether it is the received message is correct or not? So that is what exactly integrity we need to look into that. So when we are going to look into the integrity, so here you are going to discuss about the cryptographic hash functions, where you are adding the message digest algorithms, and which is going to be used to that. So now here, if you are going to look at that, so some of the algorithms like MD5 generator online. Okay, if you are going to type it, I hope you are able to view, no? See, if suppose MD5, if you are going to look at that, it is going to generate a 128-bit hash. If suppose I am going to enter some of the message like, or just let us please, I'm sending it to a banker, please transfer 1 million to account 676. Okay. Now I am generating it. I am generating the hash. So now here, if you are going to look at that, the hash was generated. MD5 hash is this. This is 128. This is 120. Sorry, 168. Okay. So now here, when you are going to look at that, okay, whatever it may be. So let me. So I am copying it. Okay. So I will put it into a something, a notepad. You can because later when we will modify it, so you can have that particular also. So for the SHA also I have kept it. Now let us consider during the transmission. So intruder or attacker has changed this 676 to 686. Now look at, I am generating it. Okay. Now imagine, see, only one digit has been changed. Only one digit has been changed. Now both the digests were same. See here, if you are going to look at that, this is for account 676 and this is for account 686. So only one character 7 is changed to 8. Now whether your digest is same? No. So this is how we are going to identify the integrity during the transmission, whether it is changed or not. Because when the receiver is going to receive it, so along with the message, I am going to send this particular digest also. Now, upon the received by the receiver is going to compare with this particular digest. If both the digests were same, then it is going to be accepted. Otherwise, it is not going to be accepted. It is going to be rejected. So this is what exactly you are going to study over here. This is algorithms like integrity and all. Then who is sending it? Authorization. Who is authorizing it? So how to find it that? So for that particular purpose, authentication purpose, we are going to use the HMAC or CMAC or digital signatures or LGAML algorithms, and these algorithms we are going to use for the authentication. Dear friends, now you have understood maybe. So here, this is for confidentiality, and this is for integrity, and this is for authenticity. Okay. So now always please try to remember that goal of network security is CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability or authentication. Now, everyone is clear in this particular three parts, or you want me to explain any specific? Please let me know.
Clear from my side, sir.
Anyone is having any doubt in that? You can use the chat box also to post that particular thing what you want, or otherwise you can connect it and you can tell me that. Again, I am telling you that if you are not able to understand this, you cannot answer any of the questions. Top part or bottom part, you cannot answer. See, I am going to open one particular thing, like if it's okay. So I hope maybe you are able to view this. Now here, if you are going to look at that, see, this is what exactly the main intention of that. Your confidentiality, integrity, availability. In the confidentiality, you are going to use the symmetric key algorithms and asymmetric key algorithms to provide the secrecy. And even your asymmetric key algorithms can be used to provide the integrity also. And even for this authentication also, you are going to use the digital signatures and other things over here. Once again, I am asking anyone is having any doubts. Dear friends, if you are just simply, if you are sitting ideal, it is not that. So let me ask the questions. No one is having any questions. Anyone is having any questions?
Sir, can you explain authentication key, sir?
Authentication
Key.
keys. Okay, fine. See, when we are going to talk about one of the very interesting concept is, or one of the main heart of your this particular entire algorithms are keys. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Any algorithm you take DES algorithm, you take AES algorithm, you take Blowfish, you take RCA5, IDA, block cipher algorithms, or your RSA algorithm. Any algorithm, definitely it is going to make use of a key. Okay. But how I can know about the key? Now, imagine all you are aware of that, what is this key, how it is going to be used. In the symmetric key, how many keys we are going to have? In the symmetric key cipher algorithms, how many keys we are going to use in these algorithms?
2, sir.
No, only one. Symmetric key is only one, asymmetric key is two. That is what I am telling that do not get confused. Okay. So let me explain to you. Okay, I am going to open a PPT. So just go through with that. Is it viewable?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now here, if you are going to look at that, please note down in your books. See, secret key algorithms use how many keys?
Single bit.
Now, Srikar, you have understood where you are getting confused. Do not
Yes,
get
sir.
confused. Symmetric key or secret key, both are same. Public key, asymmetric, both are same. Okay. So now here in the secret key algorithms, only one key we are going to use for both encryption and decryption, and in the public key algorithms we are going to use two keys. One is public key, one is private key. Now someone has asked me the doubt about the key authentication. Now let me ask that. Is this concept is clear, or anyone want me to explain this? How these keys are going to be used, whether you are clear in your mind, or let me explain.
Sir, can you explain?
Yeah. If you want me to explain, please go through with the slides very clearly so that you are going to understand. I hope someone has joined. Let me allow him. Okay. See, now here if you are going to look at that, basically our confidentiality, how we are going to apply. So your plain text is going to be given to the encryption by choosing an algorithm. For that algorithm, we will give a key so that you are going to get a ciphertext. Now, receiver, what he is going to do? Receiver is to decrypt it by using the same algorithm, by using the same key, so to obtain the plain text. So this is what exactly the concept of confidentiality, how we are going to do that. How we are going to convert this plain text into ciphertext to the plain text. This we are going to call it as encryption. This we are going to call it as decryption. Okay. So now when we are going to look at this key, for a small lock, we are going to have a small key. For a big lock, we are going to have a big key. If you are going to look at the bank locker, it is going to have a different key. If you are going to look at your home main door lock, if it is going to be different, and your almirah lock is going to be almirah lock, and its key is going to have a different sizes. So like that. So here also we are going to have a different key lengths. Okay, but we are having a various attacks. But still, even though whatever the various key sizes are there, that is the other concept. Now, what would be the key size so that I can be a secure? Anyone can tell me that? Today, at our houses, we are going to have a main door. What is the key size? A small, okay, a 3 inches or 4 inches. If you look at the Tirupati temple, what would be the key size? Now, depending upon what level of security you want, for that you need to choose your key. Because if your key size is very limited, combinations will be easy. See, if suppose you are going to look at a 2-bit key, only 2-bit. So now imagine briefcases are going to have a lock with key combinations, these digit combinations. Okay. So in that situation, imagine if suppose that briefcase is going to have only 2-bit lock, that 2-bit is going to be 0, 1. Now you tell me that you do not know what is the key. Now you can test in this 4, 1 is going to be correct. Yes or no? If your briefcase is going to have a 2-bit lock and the 2 bits are 0, 1, now what would be the correct combination? What would be the correct combination? Either it may be 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 or 1, 1. So now in that particular situation, so if your key size is very limited, attacker always is having a chance to identify or estimate or produce. So in that particular situation, always you should use the key size greater than 128 bits. This is what you need to understand. So to have a better security. So in that particular situation, when you are going to look at your symmetric key, in the symmetric key, the same key, whatever the sender is choosing, the same key has to be used by the receiver. Same key has to be used by the receiver for decryption. Same key has to be produced. Same algorithm has to be used. Okay. Anyway, encryption and decryption, always we are going to use the same algorithms only. Okay. As of now, we are not having any such kind of algorithms that encryption is going to be used by different one algorithm and decryption is going to be used by other algorithm. It is not like that. If you want, you can generate it. You can be a founder of that particular new kind of algorithm. Encryption can be a DES and decryption can be a AES or like that, if you can relate it. But right now it is not there. For encryption and decryption, we need to use the same algorithm. And in the symmetric key, the same key has to be used over here. Okay. Now here, if you are going to look at that, how secret key is going to be used. Now here, if you are going to look at that, at a sender, if original text is there, okay. And so that original text is supposed to be given, choosing the algorithm, and we will give a key, and then we are going to convert it into the ciphertext, encrypted text, and this encrypted text we are going to send it to the receiver, and the receiver, upon received by the from the network about the encrypted text, same key has to be used, and here he is going to get a original text. Is it clear up to now? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, the question is, who has chosen the secret key? Who has chosen the secret key?
Sender.
Sender, correct. Then how the receiver will come to know about that secret key?
Because the receiver uses another key, sir.
No, you should use the same key to decryption. Now, how the, okay, tell me that how the sender will send the secret key to the receiver. So
No.
imagine if suppose, okay. So if suppose, imagine sender is there, okay, and here the receiver is there, okay. Now sender has chosen a key X, and if he is going to send via this particular a network, okay, which it is connected to another network, and here this destination is connected to another network. Now this is A, and here this is B, okay. Now, dear friends, if suppose this X is a key, if you are going to talk about X is a key, okay. Now, this X key has to be informed to B, and where this particular thing, when we are going to look at that, this is not reliable. This is a unreliable, or this is a not reliable, unreliable. This network is unreliable because anyone can access this particular network. Yes or no? Anyone can access this particular network. So now if A is using this network to send this X key to B, then what is going to be happen? if anyone is going to obtain this particular key, where is the security? Now you tell me that how the key is going to be shared securely. Okay.
Sir, can you repeat that again?
See, A and B are different nodes. A is a sender, B is a receiver. A is a sender, okay? B is a receiver. Now, sender wants to send the information so that he has chosen a key. Now, receiver, upon received the data, it should decrypt it. For the decryption, it need what? Key. Now, from where it should get the key, this X key, it should be received from A. Now, how A is going to share this X key to B? Anyone can tell me?
No idea, sir.
Absolutely. Here, that is what I'm trying to make it out by showing that particular thing I have asked you. So, in the syllabus, any doubts? Now, the key management is going to be very, very important over here. Key management. Okay. So that's what she was asked a question. No problem. Okay. So I will explain that. Now this is what exactly how it is going to be happen. So now this is the secret key problem. Now everyone can please go through with that. All keys need to be replaced if one key is compromised. Not practical for the internet environment because internet is accessible by everyone. And when you are going to use that, so anyone can access it. But how securely I can share this particular secret key information to the receiver? Now imagine, Nana, everyone, if suppose I am at CMR Technical Campus, you are at your home. Now I have sent one information to you by encrypting it, and now you need to decrypt it. You need key. Now whether I should come to your home and I should give the key to you?
No, sir.
That is more secure because I'm not going to use any service and directly I'm coming to you and I'm going to give it to you. But if we are residing in the same colony, it is okay, we can share. But if you are to use the phone also can be tracked. Emails also can be tracked. So that was the reason. So always we should use how to share this particular secret keys. For that particular purpose, what they have done in the sense, they have given a new concept called public key encryption. Now in the public key, how many keys we are going to have? 2 keys. Like I am also going to have 2 keys. You are also going to have 2 keys. Everyone is going to have the 2 keys. Okay. Out of those 2 keys, one we name it as public, one we name it as private. One we name it as public, one we name it as private. And here the procedure is the private key should be kept secret. You should not tell anybody. You should not disclose to anybody. Public key is public. It is not secret. It can be freely distributed. Now here anyone is having any doubt?
Clear, sir.
Clear about the public private?
Clear, sir.
So from where, tell me that from where you are going to get the public?
From a database.
Where the database is there?
I mean, open source database, sir.
No. In the open source database, if you are not going to give, if you are not going to keep it, then how you are going to get that?
Sir, it's
dear
like
friends, no.
directly, sir.
No. Let me show. I hope maybe you are going, maybe everyone you are observing it. What I have opened?
Yahoo.com.
No, Internet Explorer. Okay. Now here, if you are going to look at that internet options, are you able to view?
Yes, sir.
So now here, if you are going to look at privacy, okay, or security, now here we are going to have content. Now, security, privacy, content. When you are going to look at the content, what you are going to have over here?
Certificate.
Now, if you will click this certificate, now here, if you are going to look at that, if I am going to double click this, now here details, now here my public key is there. You are able to getting my point? So we are going to exchange the certificates. We are going to exchange the certificates. See, there are so many certificates are there. Like if suppose you are going to look at that Microsoft, VeriSign, Trustword, okay. Everyone is going to have, see, if suppose you are going to look at a VeriSign, so if you will click the VeriSign and here you look at VeriSign is going to have its public key. See. Now what would be the size of your public key over here? 1024. Which algorithms it is going to use? All this information has to be shared. This certificate is going to be used as to exchange the information. So like this public key directory, what you are talking about, public key directory is one. Okay. So from that public key directory, how you are going to obtain from that particular public key certificate? You are supposed to get the public key certificate, isn't it, of that person, so that you are going to understand that particular key. So now in this public key cryptography, what is going to be happen? You see, every user is going to have how many keys? Every user is going to have how many keys?
2 keys, sir.
So now Srujan is having 2 keys. One is public, one is private. Srikar is having how many keys? 2 keys. One is public, one is private. Now, what is the rule thumb 1? Private key should not be shared to anyone, isn't it? So private key has to be kept secret. Public key has to be stored in the public key directory. Now, what is that public key directory? Just now I have shown some certificate authorities are there and all. From that we can obtain it. Or you are like a telephone directory, what Srikar was mentioned and all, like a directory. Okay, we are going to have domain services, and we in that one we are going to keep these particular things. So now public key should be kept in a public key directory, and private key should be stored in your personal computer with a password protected. Okay. Up to this is clear?
Yes, sir.
So now I want to send the information to Srikar. In the symmetric key, what happened? In the symmetric key, we are having one problem. I have to share the secret key to Srikar after sending the information so that he should decrypt. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But now, the sharing of a secret key, we are having a problem. So that was the reason we are choosing another methodology called public-private key encryption, that is asymmetric key encryption. So here what happened in the sense, 2 keys were there. Now if you are going to look at that, how user A is going to send a message to user B. Now user A, whenever it wants to send, or if I want to send a message to Srikar, what I am going to do, I will obtain the public key of Srikar from the public key directory. I am asking, I want Srikar's public key. And it is giving the Srikar's public key to me. Now, I am going to encrypt that by using the Srikar's public key. Now, once if I have encrypted by using the Srikar's public key, that should be decrypted by the Srikar's private key only. Now, tell me that anyone knows about the Srikar's private key?
No, sir.
No. That is what exactly you need to understand over here. So I am sending the encrypted text to Srikar. Now, upon received by the Srikar from the insecure channel, okay. So here no one can decrypt it, because if to decrypt that, what they need? Srikar's private key. Srikar's private key is not known to anyone. So now after reaching to the B, what Srikar is going to do is, Srikar will obtain his private key, which is stored in that particular local computer, and then it is going to be given. It is going to get original text. Now here in this scenario, whether I need to share any key?
No, sir.
No. No. Nana, someone you have asked the doubt, what is your name?
Sir,
What is your name?
Swati, sir.
Swati. Now you have understood this?
Yes, sir.
Now you tell me that user B or Srikar decrypted it by using his private key and he has obtained the original text.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is the guarantee that this original text is sent by A? Because you also can obtain Srikar's public key, yes or no?
Then
Yes or no?
we can also know, sir, public key.
Then, if you are sending it on behalf of me, how Srikar will come to know that, okay, this was sent by you or me?
He has a private key, no, sir.
No, that is his private key only. See, once again, you can have a look at it. Here, A is sending the message. What A is doing? Wants to send a message. But here, let us consider this is not A, attacker. Whether attacker can obtain the Srikar's public key or not. Anyone, if I can access, you can also access Srikar's public key.
Yes, sir.
Now you imagine I am sending a message to Srikar stating that transfer 10,000 rupees to my account. Now what Srikar is thinking, A is sending it or some X is sending it. What I said here, it is attacker. Attacker is sending the information to Srikar. How Srikar will able to identify the received message came from attacker or A? There is no choice. Now this is the authentication we need. Now you understood, Swati?
Yes, sir.
So for that authentication, what we are going to do in the sense, we will use the concept called, what is the concept?
Digital signature.
So in this digital signature, what we are going to do, have a look at. Now, when user A is there, user B is there, what user A is going to do? He is going to sign it by using its private key. Okay.
Okay,
Then
sir.
it should be transmitted via the internet to B. Now what B is going to do? It is going to verify the signature from the dictionary by using public key stored in the directory, because here it is used private key. See, whenever you are encrypting by using your own private key, that is called as digital signature. That is called as digital signature. And to verify that, you are going to use the corresponding user's public key from the directory. As you know, B can access the public key of A because public key is available to public. Now you may ask a question, sir, here also everyone can access this particular B's, yes, public key, no sir. Yes, fine. I do accept. So for that particular purpose, now look into the things what I am going to draw. Okay. So now here whatever I am going to draw, you see. Now sender A is going to have a message. this message is encrypted. This message is encrypted by using its private key KRA. Whenever I am going to use KRA, this is a private key. Now, after that, whatever I am going to get, this I am going to encrypt it by using public key of B. Now, if you are going to look at whatever the message is there, that message is double encrypted. Now, if I am going to send it this via a network, now this is what? Here I will use a text box and I will write it, so it will be easy for you. So this is encrypted of K to B of encryption of KRA of message. Okay, so now here attacker, when it is going to get this, now here if this is what exactly is there. Now if to decrypt this, if any opponent is accessing over here, let us try to understand. If any opponent is accessing it, now to decrypt this, what he need, he should get the private key of B. Anyone knows about the private key of B? No.
Only B,
No,
sir.
no.
So it is secured. Now it is secured or not?
Yes, sir, it's okay.
Now, upon received by the receiver, now what receiver is going to do? Receiver is going to decrypt it by using KRB. KRB is a private key. So when it is done, what it is going to get? A encrypted text again. Now one encryption is completed. Now this is. Now here, what is this particular encryption? Now let me write this text over here. This is encryption of KRA of M. Now dear friends, now this is encrypted. This is not a plain text, no? Now, when this is not a plain text, now what receiver has to do? Receiver has to decrypt it. How to decrypt this? How to decrypt this? It need to use the public key of A, that is KUA. KUA. So when it is using the public key of A, now imagine this is a public key, but private key and public key is having their relation, isn't it? If suppose a attacker was sent on behalf of A, attacker knows about the private key of A?
No, sir.
Huh? Whether attacker, anybody knows about the private key of A?
No, sir.
No. So in that case, now I can say that now if attacker was sent and if B is thinking that it is getting the message from A, and here this will not match. If attacker will send this decryption fails. This decryption fails. When this message is coming from only A, this decryption will give a plain text. If an attacker was sending it, attacker does not know what is this particular private key of A. So if I will use the public key, it will never give me the original text. So this is the concept, how exactly we are going to work on that particular thing, key authentication and management, how we are going to do that. Swati, you have understood now?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
Anyone is having any doubts, Srikant? Rashni Mandal? Vivek?
Now, sir, clear.
So same concept I can use to share the secret key also. How can I use the same concept to share the secret key? Now you imagine, if suppose A is having chosen X as a key, X as a key. Now it wants to share. Now what it will do? It will give this X and it will encrypt it by using the public key of B. Now this will be sent through the network. Anyone can break this one? No, because to break this, what we need? Private key of
Private
B.
key.
So
Private
no
key
one
of
knows
B, sir.
private key. So when receiver is getting it, so now it is going to decrypt it by using KRB, okay, KRB, and it is going to get X. Okay, so now I'm sharing the key or not? Now I am sharing the key in a secure manner. Now you look at how we are going to send it. So if suppose M is there, now that M, I will encrypt it by using key X, okay? And now I need to share this X, isn't it? So now what I will do in the sense, after encrypting, I got a message. Okay, and here what I will do in the sense, this key also I will encrypt it. I will encrypt it by using KUB. Now here this is a key. I got it. Okay. Now these two I will concatenate it. So what I got? So I'm going to get a two parts. I have kept it in one. So one is this. This is an encrypted one. One is this. This is one encrypted one. Now here, if you are going to look at, I will write it. So this is encryption of X of M. Okay. Then we are going to have, okay, concatenation of encryption of KUB of X. Now you look at, if attacker has to decrypt this, he wants to get X. So if to get X, he need to decrypt this. To decrypt this, private key is needed. So private key is not known to anyone. So it is a secured. So now when this I am going to send it via a network, if I am going to talk about any network, and upon received by the receiver, first what B will do? B will decrypt it by using KRB. This KRB is going to be applied on this part so that it will get X, and this X is going to be given for the decryption, okay, for the decryption, and this for this particular part it is going to give, so that when I have given this, now here I am going to get message. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Now this is the another way you can do that. You can use the public key and for that authentication and everything. But here there is no authentication. See, only we are sharing the key, but we are not authenticated. Now if you want to authenticate it, you need to use that particular thing. So now here dear friends, if you are going to have a look at of your key management, just a moment. Yeah, please, you can have a look at over here. So now here, this is only authentication, this is only confidentiality, this is confidentiality and authentication both, how we are doing that. Any doubt, you can always ask me. Now here, if you are going to look at that, the message should not be altered. They are applying a hash. Okay, so for this hash, they were encrypting by using the private key that is digitally signed, so that it is telling that, okay, now M and this is going to be combined and we are sending it, we are encrypting by using a shared secret key, and this shared secret key we are encrypting by using the public key as I explained, and this is concatenated, and now we are sending it, and upon received by the receiver, first the receiver is going to decrypt it by using the KRB, so that it will understand, it will get the KS, and by using the KS it is going to decrypt this, and so that it is going to get this, and here again it is going to verify. So this is complete CIA: confidentiality, integrity, authentication, and we are securely sharing the key, and we are using the best uses of all the available algorithms over here. I hope now you have understood what is symmetric key, what is asymmetric key, and what is authentication, what is confidentiality, okay, what is integrity and all. So now here, if you are going to look at that confidentiality, we are going to use the secret key algorithms, okay, and for public key, we are going to use this, wherever the two keys are there, we are going to use the public key algorithms, and wherever this hash is there, we are going to use integrity purpose algorithms. Now, if you are going to look at that, CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and authentication. That is, here it is going to say that by digitally signing it, it is going to say that authentication, isn't it? Now, all the three I am applying it to this. Any doubts?
No, sir, clear.
Swati?
No, sir, clear.
Clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay. So once again, thank you all for attending. If no doubts are there, we'll stop. Shall we stop or any doubts?
No, sir, clear, sir.
So thank you all.
Thank you, sir.